Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning. I hope everyone had a great weekend. This is Mr. Lopez saying a big hello to everyone. I'm glad to see everyone is doing well. We had a pretty good, productive week last week with our streaming videos. This morning we have another one. If you haven't, if you're seeing this video early in the morning before the live streaming, what we're going to be covering is going over a few lessons this morning, well, the same ones we did last week with daily oral language. We need to start transitioning a little bit faster through that, and we're going to have a pretty long discussion over the GT challenge that is going to be presented to most of you this next for the next coming months. Again, this is a challenge that you don't have to do. It's totally voluntary. It is not something that's going to be putting stress on you or your family that you got to go out of your way. It's something that you can work on when you have time, if you can, if you want to take on the challenge. And I'll discuss more of that when we get started during the video conferences. Let's go ahead and look at 18.4. We're moving quite along. We're going to be looking at fractions in measurements. And we're going to start representing fractions as halves, fourths, and eighths as distance from 0 to a number line. This is the key here. 0. It starts with 0 and it's on a number line. And you want to look at this real quick. If two numbers are located at the same point on a number line, that means if there's a number here and another number here, then that they are equal and represent the same distance from 0. So you will see how that comes up pretty soon. So let's go ahead and get started here. So Steve ran 3/4 of a mile and Jenna ran 4/4 of a mile. Oops. Sorry. Okay. Got that. 3/4 of a mile. Did Steve and Jenna run the same distance? So we need to locate 3/4 and 4/4 on a number line. So here's the number line here. We have to number it first. We start with 0. And this is the key here. You always start with 0. This is 0/4. Here's 1/4. So this is 1/4. This is the next one. This is 2/4. This is the next one. This is 3/4. And this is the next one. This is 4/4. So, because this is 1/4, it's right here. Now, when you get to this distance, you have 2, right? 1 plus 1 is 2, and the denominator stays the same. Now you add another fourth, so now you have a 3, it's 3/4. So let's locate these on a number line. So 3/4 would be where? 3/4 would be right here. And 4/4 would be right here. And who ran 3/4? This is Steve. Who ran 4/4? This was Jenna. So the distance, 3/4, are they the same? Are they on the same? No. And 4/4 are not the same point. They are not the same distance from 0. Okay? And this is the key here. Remember 0. This one always starts with 0. Okay? And then we just label our points. Okay? So that's how we do that one. Okay? So Steve and Jenna did not run the same distance. Okay? So Steve and Jenna did not run the same distance, okay? Let's look at the next one. Complete the number line, locate and draw points 1/2 and 2/2. 2/2. Sorry. 2/2. And when you have 2/2, whenever you have a numerator over a denominator that are the same number, it equals 1. This equals 1 whole. Okay? Whenever you have the numerator and denominator the same number, it equals 1. So this is a half, and this is a whole here. Not 2/2. I'm sorry about that. So we start with 0/2. This is 1/2, and this is 2/2, which is equals, it's 1 whole. Okay? So 1/2 is right here. And 2 over 2, which is a whole, is right here. Are 1/2 and 1 the same distance from 0? No. Explain why. Because 2 over 2 is a greater distance from 0 than 1/2. Are 2 over 2 and 1 the same distance from 0? Well, here's 2 over 2. Here's the 1 whole, and the answer is yes. They are the same distance of 0 because they are equal. They're found on the same spot on the number line. Okay? So 2/2 equal 1 whole. And this is another way to represent a whole. That was easy. Okay, so let's look at this one where we have a number line. These are eighths, so let's look at Beth. Let's look at this one real quick. Beth walked 5/8 of a mile. Jody walked 7/8 of a mile. Austin watched the girls walk. Did Beth, Jody, and Austin walk the same distance? Well, let's locate the distance for each one of them and then draw the points that Beth, Jody, and Austin walk. So again, we start here with the eighths. We have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I already know this one is going to be 8 over 8 and equals 1. Okay, so we start with 0. This is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. You see what I'm doing? 5/8, 6/8, and 7/8, and then 8/8. How far did Austin walk? Well, let's write down. Beth walked 5/8 of a mile. This is Beth right here. I'm gonna put a B for Beth. Jody walked 7/8 of a mile. 7/8 is right here. That's Jody. Austin watched. So Austin, how far did Austin walk? No. Austin did not walk. And you can write that sentence right here. Austin did not walk. He only watched. So you shouldn't have an answer here for distance for Austin because if you read the sentence carefully, Austin watched the girls walk. Okay? So we take a look at what we're doing here. Okay, so who walked the farthest distance? Oh, I erased that. Sorry about that. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is Beth, 5/8. Jody is 7/8. So who walked the farthest? Jody walked the farthest. Why? Because Jody's distance is farther from 0 than Beth's distance. Okay? That's what we're looking. We're looking at distance, okay? Jody's distance is farther from 0 than Jody's distance. Okay? I'm sorry, Jody's distance is farther than Beth's distance. So Jody walked the farthest. That was easy. Okay, let's look at this one. Use the number line to find which fraction is farther from 0 or if the fractions are the same distance from 0. And they will only be the same distance if they are in the same spot on the number line. So let's just plot each one. 1/8. 1/8 is right here. And 3/4. 3/4 is right here. Okay, which fraction is farther from 0? 3/4. Okay, the next one. 1/4, and notice what I'm doing. I'm just plotting them. 1/4 and 2/8. So which one is farther from 0? They're not. They're the same distance from 0. So that's your answer here. Same distance from 0, because 1/4 is equal to 2/8. What about 2/4? 2/4 is right. Where's 2/4? 2/4 is right here. And 4/8 is right here. So which one is farther? That's the same thing. They're the same distance from 0. The next one's 5/8. 5/8 is right here. And 7/8. Which one is farther? 7/8 is farther from 0 than 5/8. See what we're doing there? That's the lesson. That's pretty much the overall lesson. If you're able to understand that, the rest is pretty good. Even the word problems here, they will be very easy to answer. So let's look at this one here. So Andrea and Elena were making material bags. And Andrea bought 4/8 of yard of material, and Elena bought half a yard of material. Elena said she bought more material than Andrea did. Okay, well, let's see. We're looking at 4/8 is right here. This is who? This is Andrea. And Elena bought half. Elena bought half. It's right here in the number line. Can they both start with? Okay, who's this one? Elena. Now, who said they bought more? Elena said she bought more. Describe Elena's error. Why is she incorrect? Why is this answer not right? Do you see it? The error is right here, boys and girls. Andrea did not start her number line with 0/8. This should be 0/8 here. And this should be 1/8. This should be 2/8. This should be 3/8. And this one right here, 4/8 should be right here. So no, Elena did not buy more material than Andrea. They both bought the same amount. The problem was when Elena looked at this, she did not notice that Andrea did not create her number line correctly. She did not start it off with 0. That's the key. Did not start off with 0 because 1/8, 1/2, and 4/8 are equal. They're the same. So that was the error right here. They did not start with 0. Hope you saw that. It's a little tricky. It's a little tricky because you're just looking at the plots. And if you looked at the plots, this one would have been half. This one would have been 4/8. You'd say, hey, well, no. 4/8, 1/2 is good. Look, it's farther along on the number line than 0. Yes, but they did not start this one with 0. That's the key right there. Hope you caught that one. Okay, Jeff rode his bike around a bike trail that was a 1/4 mile long. He rode around the trail 4 times. Dexter rode around the trail 2 times. Complete the number line to show the distance that Jeff and Dexter rode. Okay, so we start here. And how long is it? It's a 1/4 mile. So this one is 0/4. Okay. That's 1/4. That's 2/4. That's 3/4. And this one is a whole. Okay. So Jeff rode his bike around the bike trail that was a 1/4 mile. He rode around the bike trail 4 times. So he went 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because each one of these is a 1/4 mile. Each one is a time around the bike trail. Okay, so Dexter rode around the trail 2 times. So Dexter rode around the trail 2 times. So Dexter went 1, 2. Did Dexter ride the same distance as Jeff? Explain. How do you know? Well, I know he did not because Jeff went 4 times, and 4 times equals 1 whole, and 4 times is a greater distance from 0 than what Dexter rode. Dexter only went around twice, and Jeff went around 4 times. So going around the bike trail 4 times is greater than going around twice, because Jeff only went 1/2 mile and Jeff went the whole mile. Very good. Hope you got that one. Okay, that takes us to our daily task assessment. Same thing that we did right now. Go over this, review it, answer your daily task assessment, do your homework and practice, and we'll check this one tomorrow before you take your quiz. Well, I hope all of you had a great time today, and I look forward to seeing you all again this morning. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask me. And again, this is Mr. Lopez signing off. You all have a wonderful day.